We talked last month about how motorcycle fatality rates in Florida are among the highest in the nation. More than 600 people died in 2022 in our state alone. In today's Injuries Are Personal with Reynolds Law, attorney Carl Reynolds is here to talk about some of Florida's motorcycle requirements that are meant to save lives, because that is obviously the most important part.
For sure.
All right, so what do people need to do? You will admit, I know, as a younger man, that you were a motorcycle rider.
Correct. I have a motorcycle endorsement on my license, so I'm able to ride one. But, as a father of four and with my wife, she's kind of put the kibosh on that for a bit. Yeah.
But for people who do want to, or if you have young men like I do in my family who are probably going to ask some questions about this, what do we need to know, both in terms of the law and in terms of being smart safety-wise?
Well, you know, again, the problem with motorcycles is you're so vulnerable out there, and you could be 100% right, but 100% maimed or worse. You know, you got to take every precaution. Our state legislature has not required a helmet if you're under the age of 21 or over the age of 21. Might be a good idea to have one anyway. I've represented many motorcycle accident victims who survived the event because they're wearing a helmet, and I've unfortunately represented several where they didn't. One in particular sticks in my mind was a father and son, and he only had one helmet and he let the son wear it, and they were involved in a very serious accident. He lost his life, but his son lived. So helmets save lives, just much like seatbelts do.
Right.
I understand they're not real popular with some, you know, the wind blowing through your hair, so to speak, right, and all that stuff. And I'll admit, as a former rider, or a regular rider, you know, would often not wear a helmet against my best judgment. But that's one thing you can do. You have to carry insurance of $10,000 to cover medical expenses as a motorcycle rider under the law. You don't have to carry insurance beyond that. So you don't have to carry liability insurance, property damage insurance, all those things that we normally have with a vehicle. Might be a good idea to have it, though, because motorcycle accidents, as I indicated, if a motorcycle is involved, usually we're talking about serious injuries. Even if you wear a helmet, even if you wear the protective gear, the jacket and the pants, you know, there's oftentimes broken bones, even road rash, even with the heavy protective gear, so you need to have that.
And I think, too, I feel like when you're talking about all the insurance things, I mean, it's so much less expensive to insure a motorcycle than a car,
Correct.
which I think, gosh, with our car insurance prices, may lead to more motorcycle drivers, too, as we're going over time here.
Yeah, and I think we see more motorcycle drivers. One is our weather, you know, this fantastic weather that we have here, and the other is economics. I think you see an increase in motorcycle riders. You also see an increase in bicyclists and pedestrians because of the economics of things, and so you're right. Generally speaking, the insurance is cheaper for motorcycles.
So you can get more of it maybe too, right?
That's true. And you should buy as much as you can afford.
Right. In terms of classes and courses and certification, it's required to have a different certification on your license. You mentioned that you still have one.
Correct. Many years ago, as a Christmas present to my mom, we got our motorcycles license together. We did it through a Harley-Davidson school, but there's several schools around that you can use, and you have to do road tests as well as classroom tests. It's a certain number of hours, and you have to have that and have that endorsement before you can legally ride a motorcycle that's over 50 cc.
Got it.
Okay. Some of the other rules associated with motorcycles as well beyond the licensing is many people get frustrated when they see these motorcycles cut in between the lanes and things. It's actually been illegal for some time now. So that's an illegal move, also very dangerous. So as a motorcycle rider out there, you know, I know you're frustrated waiting in traffic, and it's real easy to get around traffic by weaving, but it's dangerous and also illegal.
Think about how often we see that, though, on the roadways. I spend a lot of time sitting in traffic, and that motorcycle zipping down the middle probably once a day. So I was shocked to learn it's illegal, because everybody just doesn't seem to be being very well
enforced all the time. It's tough to enforce. You know, we see speeders every day too, and they're not all getting pulled over. So, you know, the law enforcement can only enforce so much at any given time, but it is a moving violation, and it's very dangerous. You know, like you said, all it takes is one vehicle to nudge over real quick as a motorcycle splitting those lanes, and it could be a catastrophe.
And obviously the point of this conversation is meant to keep people safe and help save lives, and as drivers, all we can do is keep our eyes open.
We need to reduce that 600 fatality number. Let's get off the top 10 list in the United States.
Exactly. All right, for more information about any of your legal questions, you can find Carl and his team by going to injuriesarepersonal.com.